Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Chobal Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
This next video I'm about to show you actually made me really sad for a few reasons, but check it out and come on back.
I start making videos, I ran that shit up, and I'm trying to provide for my family, so yeah, we trying to rent until we buy a house. And this is what I'm presented with, right? The first day we move in, right? We see some shit. See this, bruh.
So that was Brother Jay Moore, who is a content creator, and it sounds like he's starting to do really well for himself. Now, of course, he was really upset, and at the end of that video, and I clipped it down a little bit, he showed a rat. Now, he said that he worked really hard. He has, a large following now, doing videos. And he wanted to do something good for his family, and that's move him to California, if I'm not mistaken. And he says he's paying about $13,500 for rent for that house until they can buy a house, because he says right now his credit is not that good. But he said he has 9 children, if I'm not mistaken, and so it's like a few of them living there. It sounds like his grandma or his mom, his wife, and other people. So it's a big house to house them all, right? Because in the comment section, people were saying, well, get a smaller house, and you doing all that over a rat. Well, he went on to explain that it's not just a rat. He said there's hundreds of it. So the property is infested with rats. And he says there's droppings. And not only is it rats, he says there's coyotes. He said one day they woke up and they saw a coyote, looking through the window at them. And he says, I have a baby. What if she was outside or something playing and, the coyote or the wolf snatched her up, right? So, of course, he's very upset. Now, it makes me sad to see renters' rights, right? And it is against the law, against the codes, to rent out a property to somebody with rats, roaches, or any other pest. It's against the law. So renters, you have rights. Now, I'm specifically talking about California. I don't know about the other states, but they typically have renters' rights too, and they're kind of the same, right? But you can withhold rent. You can take the cost of repairs. So let's say you need to get a pest control expert, and you could deduct that from the rent to get that taken care of, or you could sue him. But he cannot hold you to that lease if he's not doing his end of the bargain, and that's not having a property that's infested with rats. And like he went on to say, rats, they have droppings, right? And it could cause diseases and just a whole host of things. And you're really just annoying to hear them scurrying around and all of that. And $13,500, yeah, the last thing I want to see is a rat. That's the last thing I want to see up in my property is a rat. But for the landlord to be talking about, well, there's nothing you can do about it. See, this is the other thing, especially for us as Black folks. We got to know the laws. We got to know the rules, because that landlord knows good and hell well he cannot rent that property like that and shrug his shoulders. See, he knows that the people he is renting to don't know the law, which is why he can sleep at night knowing that he's getting that kind of money with rats running through there. Are you charging the rats rent, sir? Because if they're not paying no rent, then yeah, you need to get them up out of here. But Brother Jay Moore, if you're watching this, you got rights. Anybody else who's going through this, stop allowing them to tell you, oh, there's nothing we can do. Now, listen, I know a lot of times renters are afraid to rock the boat, right? Because that's what it's seen as, oh, you just making trouble, you rocking the boat. No, if you're getting my rent money, I want to get what I'm paying for, and that's a property that's sanitized and without pests. So stop being afraid of these landlords, telling you there's nothing you can do about it, and if you don't pay your rent, I'm going to put you out. Well, then we just go to court, boo-boo. It's called due process. And there's not too many courts in America that's going to say, well, yeah, you can put them out, and yeah, because they got rats and they need to deal with it. They're not going to do that. they're in a lot of cases going to fine that landlord, and a lot of times they sanction them to where they cannot be a landlord or a slumlord until they get their stuff together. So you have rights. But I understand his tears. I understand it. He wants to do good for his family, and he just feels like he can't because, like he said, it's messing with me. I'm depressed. It's very depressing. So anyway, and a lot of y'all that's judging people like that, y'all should do this, y'all should do that. Instead of judging them, point them in the right direction where they can, get some legal help or be empowered to know I don't have to pay rent for that. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, the Demetra